Welcome to the Back to Me podcast, where we help multicultural incoming freshman women and men manage their entire college experience throughout post-graduation to successfully transition into entrepreneurship and corporate workspaces as new hires.
Back to me. Oh, I turned it around. I'm back to me. I finally figured it out. I'm back to me. So when you think you have nothing, back to me. I go back to me. Yeah, I'm back to me.
Hello, everyone. It's your host, Yoli Tamu. To wrap up our love series, Rooted in Love, we dive into Agape love, selfless, unconditional care for others with LaMar-Octavious L. Vice President of Student Affairs at LeMoyne-Owen College. As a leader at the fifth oldest HBCU, Mr. Scott shares his journey from early ministry roots to helping students develop unapologetic critical thinking and global cultural understanding. Spirituality is weaved into campus life through weekly schoolwide spiritual pauses, rooted in liberation theology, prayer, and relational depth that welcomes tough questions like, how does this campus connect to your spirit and your personal goals? Mr. Scott reminds us that you're never alone in pursuing your purpose. So tap into your innate power and choose college based on your why, not your parents. Enjoy. This week, we're talking about an agape love. And I was just so fortunate that this person told me yes. I'm so excited to have him. He is Mr. LaMar-Octavious L. from LeMoyne-Owen College. How are you?
I'm super fantabulous. I'm excited to be with you today.
Oh, my goodness. The Vice President of Student Affairs. I love it. Congratulations to you. You've been in that role for about a year or so, yeah?
Yes, a year and about 8 months. Thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness. How are you enjoying it, this role?
It's going quite well. I am one of those who believes in serving first, and at first we serve. So it's a very delightful honor and privilege, pretty much just to serve our students and the community here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Man, and I was telling you, I was so excited to meet you. I found you on LinkedIn, and when I saw that you were a pastor, I was like, oh, these are slam dunks. These are slam dunks. So thank you for being with us. You know, we always start with motivations, and you pretty much have told us, students are a motivation for you, and serving community is very important to you. But can you tell us what was the motivation that, led you to the field of higher education?
Yeah, wow. When it comes to higher ed, I think it all has to start for me in my tutelage growing up. My grandmother raised me there in Gary, Indiana. We went to a church known as Trinity Missionary Baptist Church, where my pastor, the George M. Howard Sr., also is a historically Black college university graduate. He went to ABC, American Baptist College. I had the opportunity to grow in ministry at an early age because, at that time, that's back when we had junior deacons. And so from an early age, I got really enamored and really involved in just learning the inter-operational experience there. Found in the church. My grandmother became one of my teachers there at the daycare ministry with the church. And she pretty much raised me at home, but then also taught me at the school. And so for me, my grandmother pretty much gave me what it is now, my mantle to bear, or my cross to bear, I would call it. And that is, life is not about you. It's about those around you and those that shall come after you. And so that was that first unique part of how it is that I got here today. The second unique portion is, as I was planning to graduate a year and a half before I graduated from Alcorn State University, at that time, the director of admissions, Miss Catangela Tenor, I call her mom to this day, she literally came to me during an orientation experience. I was an orientation leader at Alcorn at that particular time. And she literally said, hey, somebody told me that you're planning to graduate this year, and I wanted to ask, would you consider becoming one of our admissions recruiters? And I had to respond to her. Not only am I excited about the fact that she saw fit based on what somebody else said about me to ask me to consider a role of being able to go out and find those that are new and bring them to our college here in Lawrence, Mississippi. But I had to let her know, like, hey, I don't graduate until next year. And she said, well, listen, my offer still stands. And so that offer still stood in April of 2018. I came back to her, suited and booted, and let her know that I was ready to take on the opportunity shortly after, did the interview, and I got the job. And so it's been a whirlwind. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been a blessing since the beginning. So
That's fantastic. I mean, the students are very fortunate, I believe, to have, a higher ed professional that is spiritual and is a pastor. And then you told me the president is as well. Yes?
yeah. Yes, our president, Dr. Christopher B. Davis, our 14th president of the LeMoyne-Owen College. He's a pastor there at St. Paul Baptist Church in Whitehaven, Tennessee. So, yeah.
Wow. So the students are very, very fortunate. Wow, we're dealing with some crazy times, as you know, and especially HBCUs, we have to be really careful about, how we empower our students. You know what I mean? And let them know that it's going to be okay. We just got to stay focused and keep moving forward. So I'm wondering, what are some of the top concerns right now on your campus? What conversations are students having?
Yeah, so at a LeMoyne-Owen College, we're a liberal arts and private HBCU. So we do have a blessing in the fact that though we're not federally given, all those resources or even state supported to some degree, we have the opportunity to be unapologetic in our liberation thought. The reality is that we want to ensure that each and every one of our students who graduate from LeMoyne-Owen College is gainfully employed. But we know that it starts with critical thinking, being able to be precise in how it is that you take on the perspective of a global culture and a global environment by which you'll face once you graduate from our hollow halls. And so in times like this, I think some of the greater concerns are student well-being, student health, mental health specifically. But then also, as we all know, with the change in financial aid and FAFSA and all those different regulations, we do have students who are going to have and continue to face some financial burdens, right? And so the college in this moment has partnered with what is known as our DAO, what they call LRAP, so Loan Repayment Assistance Program. Our students are able to take out their loans while they're here with us at a rate that they don't have to pay throughout their collegiate experience. But then once they graduate, for those students who don't make $45,000 or more, they have a support to get them to help pay off their loans. Many times students who study in the liberal arts, whether that be social sciences, specifically like students who study in English or maybe even education. And then, we just brought religion back as a major on campus. And so many of those who serve in the pastorate, they don't make $45,000 a year. And so they're giving their life as that sacrifice, right? And so there's this beautiful opportunity where the college has taken on the mantle to help support that student who wants to help serve our community as well. So
My goodness. And as a private HBCU, wow, unapologetic. I love that.
that's it. That's literally unapologetic.
Yeah. So you're one of the oldest HBCUs, right?
LeMoyne-Owen College is the fifth oldest HBCU. That is correct.
That's amazing. So you guys have kind of been there, done that, and weathered many storms.
Indeed, we have. Indeed, we have.
That's fantastic. So now, of course, with every student, imposter syndrome is always a thing, and I'm thinking, like I said, when you have this spiritual background, how do you implement it? I would think that everyone's open to it because you have a president that's a pastor. But as a higher ed professional and a pastor, how do you incorporate spirituality and even your holistic leadership philosophy in your conversations with students?
Yeah, no, I think this is a phenomenal question. I think for me, the biggest thing, when it comes to doing this work is understanding, as one of my former vice presidents for enrollment management, Dwight Sanchez, once communicated, there is a spiritual connection to the work that we do every day. And so in that, I do believe that there's an integrated theory approach. And so you can't have spirituality without the actual life that you live in the physical realm, right? And so with that in mind, as one who received my master's in pastoral counseling, I try to interweave the two. And so that is being able to speak to the spiritual nature of any student, regardless of their religious affiliation, but then also speak to the practical reality found therein, right? And really working to support students through some of their mental health concerns, some of their crisis in terms of, finances. But then, like you said, imposter syndrome. Do I really belong here? Can I really make it here? Do I really measure up here? I think another nuance to that for me is understanding that I too had that experience in my undergraduate career. And so I'm able to literally speak to that concern, right? To some degree, I'm able to side with them and let them know that they're not on the journey alone. And many times that's what our students need. They need to know that somebody is standing next to them, right? We're reminded oftentimes of Jesus as he makes his way up Golgotha's hill. There was someone there who picked up the cross and supported him. And so our students are looking for somebody to come up alongside them and support them. So that's really all it is, right? They're really just looking for comfort through conviction, right? And so
That's great. So do you find yourself sometimes actually in prayer with the students? Do they come to you possibly in need of prayer?
yeah, definitely. So like I said, we're unapologetic. Our president has brought chapel back to the campus. And so it's one of our activities that we do. We pause in the middle of the week on every Wednesday at 11 a.m. till about 12 p.m. We have a dean of chapel now who helps us in this liberation theology, but also this global perspective reality, right? And so really trying to tie the two into each other, bringing a diversity of thought, theory, perspective, language, history, and so forth. And so for us, from our dean of chapel to myself to our president, we have no missed opportunities. I would say it like that. Even our vice president for advancement is a pastor as well. And so all of us are staunch prayers. And so we are always actively involved in the prayer life of the campus. But at any point in time, if a student walks up and just asks, right, walks to our office at any moment, we're always going to be there to support them, whatever they're going through in the physical, but then we're able to help them battle in their spiritual realm as well.
Hmm. And that's fantastic. You said you're starting a religious major.
No. So yeah, we brought the religion major back to campus about a year and a half ago. Yes.
Oh, okay. It used to be there. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, this is a good time. I mean, because there's so much going on with spirituality on television when you hear about the mega churches and things that are changing in those spaces and how, relationship is very important. So to teach that on campus, that they're not only developing a relationship with you,
There you go. Absolutely.
you're teaching them to have a relationship with a higher power. I mean, that's everything,
Absolutely.
I think. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
So on this podcast, we serve the incoming college freshmen, as we talked about, that's just dealing with all that anxiety. And so, to hear that you have a relational interest. I mean, I was reading about you, and then you also said something to me about relational recruitment and how really connecting with the student was important. Can you speak on that a little bit and how you develop these relationships?
Yeah, no, it's a strategy that I learned as a young recruiter while at Alcorn recruiting students, but it's something that I was able to continue to carry with me as I've gone through my trajectory and made it to the seat that I currently sit in. And I believe relationships are exactly what you need to be successful in life. And so with that in mind, I think the biggest thing when it comes to relationships is asking harder questions, right? And so when I go to the college fairs, I would always ask the student and even the parent, right? What are you looking for in a collegiate experience? But even then, what are you willing to pay? And so when you start to really peel the onion back on those two questions, the real question is what it will be your return on investment, right? What is that return on investment? What college is it that you want to go to? What size is it? Is there a particular number that really is in the sweet spot for you and your parents? If you wanted to take out loans, if parents are going to pay out of pocket, does the spirit of the campus connect to your spirit? Does the activities on the campus connect to the type of activity that you're looking for? And so I always tell students, don't always go to where the money resides. I know that's a famous and a phenomenal song for some. Someone like myself, I don't believe in said thing primarily because there is, again, a spiritual connection to your educational experience. There is outcomes associated to the degree by which you'll receive. There are expectations that you have to align yourself in once you get to the campus, whether it be at a LeMoyne-Owen College or Alcorn or Jackson State or wherever it is that you may find yourself treading your feet. But the reality is that you have to find a place that fits you. And so what we teach our recruiters at LeMoyne-Owen College is to build relationship, build rapport, and build connection with the student, because that is literally what's going to help our students be successful, because they'll know that they'll have somebody backing them and supporting them throughout their trajectory here with us at the college.
And just being at an HBCU, you really want that relationship, family away from family for sure.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I love it. Okay. So now when we talk about wellness, and is that a cornerstone for you all? I mean, what are you doing in the way of wellness? Do we have Pilates and yoga practice and all these things on campus? What are you guys doing in the way of wellness?
Yes, I really appreciate that question. When it comes to wellness here at LeMoyne-Owen College, I think some of the most critical things that happen right on the campus from day to day, we have 2 counselors right here on campus, whether it be for students who have disabilities, but we also have a campus wellness center as well. So we do have the opportunity for students to get acute care on campus. Like I said, we got counseling services. And then even if we needed to, right, we could bring in third parties to help support students even further, right? But outside of that, we have some wonderful opportunities. We've partnered with a company right up the street from us known as Memphis Rocks, where our students are able to do rock climbing, Pilates, yoga, dance, juking, and different things of that nature that are more culturally relevant to students from the city of Memphis. And so we really just try to be a melting pot for our students. We try to provide as many opportunities for our students to be able to be most successful, right? And so we don't leave a stone unturned to provide the holistic experience that we want our students to have at the college. So
Very cool. Very cool. Well, this has been fantastic. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you are busy. And you took some time to be with us. I thank you. So now, as we wrap up, we always end up with these words of encouragement. And so I'm thinking about that listener, some encouraging words to just maybe inspire students to just seek a love greater than themselves at all times, especially in this Agape Love series. What do you have?
yeah, I think the biggest thing is this: your humility will create your highest level of viability. By that, I mean this: if you ever want to go to do anything in life, you're going to need somebody next to you. You're going to need a relationship to get you into the door. You're going to need a partner to push you into purpose, or a partner to help prime you while you're working through your purpose. And so, never in life should you ever believe for 1 second, for 1 minute, for 1 moment that you have to do it by yourself. Now, there's seasons where you will have to be like David, and you will have to encourage yourself in the Lord your God when everybody's turned their back on you in the biggest battle of your life. Yet, I want you to understand that there was someone with you, because you have an innate power in you. And because of that power that's on the inside of you, you're capable of being an overcomer in all things that you're up against in life. And so, with that being said, choose your friends wisely, choose your college wisely, choose your degree wisely. But most of all, choose what fits you and your why. You have to choose what fits you and your why, not your mom or dad's why, not what fits your friends. But you have to ensure that whatever it is that you believe, or even if you believe in a higher power, whatever you believe that angelic being could be telling you to do, I want you to know that it's not only capable, not only are you competent, not only can you push through it, but I believe that you could be the best in it. The question is, do you believe in you? There'll be seasons where you'll feel by yourself. There'll be seasons where you feel lonely. There'll be seasons where you will have mental health scares and mental health concerns. Don't be afraid to look to that neighbor who has the resources to support you. Never feel small when having to have the humility to go to someone else. Because please know and understand, even the best liberators of our time, even the best vocal of our time, and those who helped get us to where we are as a people, they needed someone to architect. They needed someone to agitate. They needed someone to be associated with so that they could help us get to where we are today. I think a clear example before I go is Bayard Rustin, a graduate of Wilberforce University. He himself was the architect behind the March on Washington. Dr. King had the dream. Dr. King said the speech, but there was somebody who was leading the architecture, someone that was leading the conversation outside of what then became. And so remember, wherever it is that you're called to, you can see it through. May God bless you and keep you. That's my prayer.
My goodness, if we didn't just have a sermon, thank you.
Oh, man. I appreciate
That was so good. Yes, you have wrapped up our series. My goodness, for February. That was powerful.
I appreciate it.
And Black History Month. Thank you so much. So if they would love to reach out to you, learn more about your college, where would you like to send them? To website or IG?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first and foremost, when it comes to getting connected with us here at LeMoyne-Owen College, the 5th oldest historically Black college university in the country, you can reach us at futuremagician.loc.edu. Again, that's futuremagician.loc.edu. That takes you right to our application for those who are considering LOC for the fall of 2026, 27, and beyond. For those who would just like to peruse our website, that's www.loc.edu or loc.edu. When it comes to getting connected with me, my name is Lamar, LAMAR_Scott, SCOTT at loc.edu. Always an email away. But then outside of that, if you want to get connected with me on Instagram or on Facebook, it's literally my name. On Instagram, it's Sir Scott 6, but on Facebook, it's Lamar, LAMAR-Octavious Leon Scott.
Fantastic. All right, listeners. So you have a direct contact email to the VP of Student Affairs. There is no excuse.
Absolutely.
Love this. Thank you so much for your time. This has been fantastic. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much again.
All right. You take care of yourself. We'll talk real soon.
All right. You too.
All right. Thank you for joining us. So tap into your spirit and select the college that speaks to you. For more information about other episodes, remember to subscribe to the Back to Me podcast, College and Beyond. I'm your host, Yoli Tamu. Leave a review at the end of this podcast. And if you would like to learn more about other special events, join our community on our YouTube channel at the Back to Me podcast, or simply text Back to Me to 833-206-4565. Until next time, be well.